Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. So in today's video, we're going to be going over all of the buffs that you are going to need when getting ready for a training session. I know a lot of times when you compare yourself to other people's BAs, it seems like they're always getting a little bit more EXP than you. And that's probably because they have a bit more EXP buffs than you have. So in today's video, we're going to be going over all of those buffs and what exactly you need to get ready and get prepped for a training session. So with that being said, let's get right into the video. So first things first, one of the most common things that you will need is going to be a 50% bonus EXP coupon, more so known as an MVP. This is going to give you 50% bonus EXP, and depending on whether it's one that you get from bosses or ones that you get from the cash shop, it may be atmospheric or it may not. Moving on from the MVP, you're obviously going to need a 2x EXP coupon. This is going to give you 100% EXP while training. Depending on what the coupon is, it may be 15 minutes, it may be 30 minutes, or it might be an hour if you're lucky enough. So I'm sure most of you guys know what MVPs and 2x are, but let's get more into the buffs that we will need while training. You're going to want to make an EXP accumulation potion, and you're also going to want to have a wealth acquisition potion. These are two things that are going to help out your rates exponentially when training. EXP accumulation potion is going to give you 10% EXP for 2 hours, and a wealth acquisition potion is going to give you 20% miso and drop rate for 2 hours. So now that we've gone over EAPs, WAPs, 2x, and MVPs, let's go over what else you are going to need. So when you are in Maplestory, there is something called Monster Park. Now, besides just doing Monster Park for EXP on mules or EXP on your main, they give you these random boxes throughout the week that can give you different things depending on the day. But these boxes also guarantee you that you're going to get Monster Park coins as well. And what these Monster Park coins do is allow you to buy things from the Monster Park shop. Now, these things that you can buy from the Monster Park shop are extremely important while training because, one, they not only allow you to clear the map easier, but they also grant you a higher amount of base EXP as well. So what are these pots? There's 3 different types of pots. It's a gold, red, and green pot. The gold pot gives you 10% EXP for 30 minutes. The green pot gives you attack speed +1 for 30 minutes. And the red pot gives you 30 attack for 30 minutes. Now, all of these potions should be used when training. If you are one-shotting pretty easily, you don't need to use the red pot. Regardless of one-shotting or not, you should always use the gold and the green pot. The green pot helps you clear the map a lot easier. I always will use the green pot. Some people opt out of that, but in my recommendation, I always recommend to use a green pot. And on top of using the red pot as well for a form of damage, you can also use your guild buff that you get once every week. You get about 30 of them, and this also gives you another 30 attack or magic attack. So before I move on into some of the more hidden techs that people might not know about, let's go on to the Legion shop first. Now, the Legion shop allows you to buy 3 different coupons that will make training easier for yourself, but not all 3 of them are a necessity. The 2 that I definitely would recommend to always use when training is going to be a Legion EXP coupon and a Legion wealth coupon. You can get 3 different types of these coupons ranging from 30 minutes to 10 minutes, and the Legion EXP coupon is going to give you 100% EXP for either 30 to 10 minutes, and the Legion wealth is going to give you 50% misos obtained for 30 to 10 minutes as well. Now, you can get Legion luck and you can get Legion might, but those aren't really a necessity, and I don't really recommend getting those for training sessions. But if you need the extra damage or if you need the extra drop rate, definitely feel free to use them, but it will take a hit on your Legion coins. So now that we've gone over MVPs, 2x coupons, WAPs, EAPs, Legion wealth, gold, red, and green pots, let's go into some of the buffs that people may either forget or that they possibly just don't even know about when going into a training session. So you always want to make sure when you're going into a training session that you are using character building 1. Character building 1 is extremely good when training because it increases your EXP by 50% for 20 seconds every 100th time your character gets hit. So this isn't every 100th time you attack a mob, but it's every 100th time your character gets hit by a mob. So this can proc randomly, and it's not always going to proc at the exact same time every single time, but it is essentially an extra MVP buff for 20 seconds every single time this node does proc. I think this is much better than the Rune EXP just because it has a higher ceiling to proc. Now, if you're at a map where mobs are hitting misses on you most of the time, this probably isn't going to proc that often. But if you are at a map where you are getting damage or where you are taking damage, this node is going to proc very often throughout an entire training session. So I highly recommend using character building 1 at all times and making sure that you craft one before you go and train. Now, on top of crafting character building, you always want to make sure that you have your decent HS equipped before you go into training sessions. You wouldn't believe the amount of times that I've gone into training for 6 hours, 4 hours, and I'll look and open up my equipment tab and look at my pep buffs and realize that I don't have HS equipped. So always make sure that you have your HS node equipped before you go into a training session as well. This is extremely important because not only does it give you 32% EXP obtained, but also gives you 22% drop rate. So it helps a ton when farming nodes, droplets, familiars, and overall just misos in general. So while we're on the list of checking things before going into training sessions, let's talk about our hypers. You always want to make sure that you're putting your points into bonus EXP before you go into a training session. When this is at level 15, it does give you 10% extra EXP earned. If this does make the difference between you one-shotting and you two-shotting, definitely make sure you're putting enough points into normal monster damage, crit rate before putting all your points into bonus EXP. But I still want to make the point that you should have 2 different hyperstats, one for bossing and one for training, and always make sure that you have these switched before going into a training session. On top of making sure that your hypers are changed before going into a training session, you always want to make sure that your legion is put to your training legion as well. I recommend people going into crit damage, bonus EXP, and normal damage, and a little bit of crit rate as well if you do need it while training. But definitely make sure that you're putting in EXP obtained in normal damage at the very least. This is going to give you another 10% EXP as well as your hypers, so make sure that you're always changing this before you go into a training session. Now, last but not least, whenever you are going into a training session or whenever you know you're about to train, always make sure that you get a pendant of the spirit. This pendant does need to be equipped for at least 3 hours before you get the full 30% EXP obtained bonus value from it. And the way that you get this is either one through your daily Fairy Bros check-ins, which comes on day 3 and day 17, which are 7-day coupons, or you can get this from the Mulong Dojo, but it is only a 3-day coupon. It doesn't last as long as the daily gift gives you. If you are lucky enough as well, you can get a 2-week prepared pendant of the spirit from Monster Park, but that is very rare, and I've only seen them ever come from boxes 2 times. So if you get one and you're lucky enough, make sure you put it to use. I actually was lucky enough to get one right before the haste event, but don't always bank on that. So now that we've gone over everything that you need to have prepared when going into training sessions, I hope that your EXP rates go up significantly after watching this YouTube video, and you're never left wondering why somebody else is getting better rates than you are. If you have any other questions, always feel free to leave them in the comment section below. But with that being said, guys, that is going to wrap up the entire video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and as always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.